You're no stranger to telling deeply personal tales, but I was curious how you kind of felt being trusted with Kumail and Emily's story,
Yeah.
and if that kind of empowered you, or did it make you a little nervous? What were your feelings kind of going in?
I'm a big believer that a movie collaboration, especially one like this, but in general, is sort of like the government system of checks and balances. I'm being I'm being serious.
Oh, I could see it.
It's a checks and balances system. Everybody, in my opinion, should fight for their part of it. So I want the costume designer to complain about that she doesn't have enough money or that he doesn't have money. I want every person to slightly be fighting with everyone else to make their little part of it as perfect as it could possibly be, which is a long way of saying that my little piece was the movie, the finished movie, the piece of entertainment that we were going to show the world, knowing that the check on that, or the balance on that, was that other people would be talking about what really happened. And so in a way, I made a decision to fight for the thing that would make it the most, not entertaining in a superficial way, but that whatever we needed to do to tell the story the best possible way was what I would advocate for. And I kind of embraced that role, knowing that maybe Kumail and Emily would be the ones to say, but this is what happened in reality, and then we could have that out. We could meet in the middle on that. Because I think you didn't want every single person sort of feeling too married to what really happened at the expense of telling a great story, because I believe that the big themes, the big ideas of this true story are going to come out no matter what. So I very much advocated at every moment for, like, let's try to tell the story that is the most entertaining in a lot of ways, while at the same time being true.
And another thing that struck me too is, and these were all pitch perfect, is there are a lot of things that you had to get right. The world of a stand-up, the world of immigrants coming to this country and a culture clash, if you will, the medical details of what she went through. Did you do a lot of research into those things to kind of make sure you got those right, or was everything you needed on the page of that script?
Majority of it was on the page, and we did do research. We did do we did what we needed to do. You know, we made sure that we were being accurate, but we had a medical consultant on set, so we made sure that when Emily is being put into her gurney or whatever, that's what it would look like. Those kinds of things. That when the nurse walks into the room and she checks the things, that she's doing it the way that. So all of those kinds of specifics, we were paying close attention to. The comedy club stuff was easy because I've spent lots of time in comedy clubs, and then things like Kumail's house was like, that was Kumail's life, so he could say, no, it wouldn't really be like this. This is what it would be like, But we had kind of every base covered in a lot of ways.
Was it a challenge having your lead be in a coma for most of the second act, maybe part of the third?
Yeah, it was a challenge. It was the thing that kept me up at night when we were working on the script. And by the time we went and shot, I felt like we'd figured it out. But in the sort of the months leading up to shooting, as we were working on the script and doing rewrites and stuff, it felt clear to me that the movie lived or died by like how much the movie could sustain and stay funny and stay buoyant and stay engaging when the romantic lead is in a coma.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. Usually you can look at some other movie and you can use it as a comparison and say, well, this is how they did it in this movie. And there is no other movie where they did that. And so we had to kind of just trust our instincts about it and try to understand, make sure that every choice we were making, we had a strong sense for why we were doing it.